The only problem with eating a nice, big, delicious meal is sometimes you eat so much it makes you a little drowsy, so you feel like you need to take a nap afterward. Oh, greetings, one and all, and welcome once again to Tom's Hit Parade. By the way, I invite you to hit that subscribe button, give me a thumbs up if you like what you see, share this video with your friends, and leave me your thoughts down in the comment section. That would be stupendous. So, yes, fighting off my after lunch coma here to bring you my my April playlist. Yes, it's already almost mid-May here, but yes, I'm catching up. In fact, as you can see, the third compartment in the row of records at the top of the screen here, that's empty. I was able to, I've been taken enough out of each of the three compartments, I was able to consolidate it into two, and the top row, which you can't see in camera, is also thinning out as well. So I am keeping pretty good, keeping up pretty well. Yes, I can speak. With my goal of one album every other day on average, listening to my vinyl listening backlog, which is this row and the row above it. These rows are comedy, spoken word, and soundtracks are on this. Things those are sorted and already listened to. Anyway, yes, an album every day or every other day on average. So far, all this year since the beginning of January, I've been able to keep up with that schedule, and I have got another 16 records here to show you that I have listened to over the month of April. So let's get started with the easy listening stuff. And again, I'm kind of sorting this by genre / decade, kind of moving through the years, if you will. We have the New Christy Minstrels with Chim Chim Cheree. Songs, happy songs, basically, is what this is. And I first listened to the New Christy Minstrels because there was a record that somebody wanted copied onto CD. I do a little side hustle where I transfer records and cassettes, which have never been released on CD before, onto CD for customers. Take a little bit of a payment for my time and materials expense. And one of them was the New Christy Minstrels, and it had not been released on CD before. So that's how I kind of first started listening to them. And I actually found that record at the thrift store and bought my own copy of it. I kind of enjoyed it. And yes, this is kind of keeping in with the. It's about as good as the other one was. It's just basically just a chorus of singers with just a little bit of a folk bent. It's kind of like why they have the word minstrels in their name, just kind of a little bit folk leaning. Almost spilled my water, but yes, that is New Christy Minstrels. Then we have this one was interesting, not one of the best, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it or not. But we have Al Tijuana and his Jewish Brass. Yes, this is kind of a parody on what the heck is the name? Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass. Is basically done in traditional Jewish folk arrangements. A lot of clarinet, a lot of tuba, some accordion, I think, is in there as well. But yes, their takes on Jewish folk arrangements of pop standards like Downtown, the Petula Clark song, Strangers in the Night, The Yellow Rose of Texas, A Taste of Honey, which Tijuana Brass did themselves. It's Not Unusual, the Tom Jones song. So yes, it's kind of interesting. I will probably end up keeping it because I do kind of like parody and pastiche and satire a little bit. So yeah, an interesting record if you can find it. And I can't remember if this was on I think this was on the freebie shelf at House of Records. Either that or it was at the thrift store for $1.99 or whatever. So that was interesting. This next one is an album by Sal Mineo. He was an actor who probably his most famous role was alongside James Dean in Rebel Without a Cause. If you have seen that movie, you know who Sal Mineo is. He played Plato in that movie. And, well, singer, an actor, he was a very good actor. Singer, not so much. I mean, he was okay. It's just his voice did not really have much of anything to distinguish itself. And I should have done my homework before I did this video. Not sure if this was his only album or not. If it wasn't, it probably should have been. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Don't know if I'll keep that one or not. But yeah, I kind of liked. I like Sal Mineo in his acting, but don't know about the singing. Next up, we have an artist that I'm sure you are very well aware of, the Mamas and the Papas. This is their album Deliver. This is a bit weathered. I think I got this. I did not pay very much for it. And in fact, I don't know if I might have actually gotten it off the freebie shelf. But yes, this is the third of their albums that I own on vinyl, and dedicated to the one I love and Creek Alley are the two big hits off of this album. They did a cover of Twist and Shout. Can't remember who it was that originally did that song. Look Through My Window was another of their fairly popular songs. But yeah, I love the Mamas and the Papas. I may have to seek out better copies. There's a little noise on this one. So it's not unplayable, but I might eventually have to seek out better conditioned copies of their albums. Not sure if I have any of them that are in really, really good shape. But anyway, next up on the list is this jacket is actually in very good shape. Leif Garrett, another, actually, he was an actor. He was a child actor before he became a singer. And he was actually pretty decent, a little bit better than Sal Mineo. Still not sure. Maybe, I don't know. Judge for yourself. Give him a listen on Spotify or whatever and check his stuff out. But yes, he was, I mean, as you can see, kind of by that face, he was a teen idol back in the 70s. It was on all the teen magazines, the covers of all the teen magazines and all that. He was a pinup boy, from for all the teenage girls of the period. And yes, most of what he did was covers. He did a cover of Dion's The Wanderer, Beach Boys' California Girls, Put Your Head on My Shoulder, which was that Paul Anka, I think? Johnny B. Good, which he's a pop singer, so singing Johnny B. Good is a little weird. And Run Around Sue. And so, anyway, Surfin' USA, another Beach Boys song he covered on this album. So, yes. And he put out 4 albums, I think. Yeah, once he tried to really get into the serious singing thing, didn't quite work out for him. I don't know. He was just too pigeonholed as a teeny bopper, teen idol actor to really, really make it seriously as a singer. But he was decently talented, I'll have to say. Next one we have is from the 70s, 1978. 1980, actually. This is The Knack with their album But the Little Girls Understand. So yes, this was, I think, their follow-up to their big hit, Get the Knack. Let's see. Shoot, there were a couple of songs on here that were really good. I enjoyed. Now I cannot remember what they were. Oh, Heaven to Rave Up. I think that was a really good one. The Feeling I Get, I think, was really good. It was either The Feeling I Get or The End of the Game. It really caught my ear. And unfortunately, it's been like 3 weeks or so since I've listened to this, and I can't remember why it caught my ear. But hey, a good album. I will be keeping it, hanging on to it. And I've got their other album, which I think I have not listened to yet, and it's up there. And I got it as I think it was either a birthday or a Christmas gift, like 3 years ago. That's how far behind I have been on my vinyl listening. I know. Chastise me in the comments if you want to. Anyway, moving on. This one is really cool. I saw this in the new arrivals at House of Records, and it just looked too interesting to pass up. It is a supergroup of sorts called Go, with a self-titled album. And yes, as you can see on here, it's Tsutomu Yamashita, Steve Winwood, and Michael Shreve. Now, Michael Shreve was or is the drummer for Santana in Carlos Santana's band. And Steve Winwood, we all know who he is, Traffic and solo artist, and what he was with another band. Can't remember who it was. And Tsutomu Yamashita is a percussionist, I believe, Japanese percussionist. The thing I know him from was that he worked with John Williams on one of his soundtracks from the early 70s, and a movie called Images. So, yeah, and that was a very interesting listen. Kind of John Williams really stretching out into a different arena, a very, very avant-garde kind of sound on that soundtrack. But yeah, this is very, very good. Maybe not quite as good as I was expecting it would be with those 3 names on it, but still, if you happen to see it, pick it up, give it a shot. I recommend it. Basically rock, slightly leaning into the progressive stage. I was expecting it, for some reason I was expecting it to be an instrumental album, but it wasn't. And well, with Steve Winwood on it, I don't know why I was expecting it to be instrumental, as I just said. Steve Winwood, duh. Anyway, They've got a second album out there. I need to look for it. I'm really, I was rather impressed by this album. Good stuff. Now, let me take a quick drink of water. A bit of water. Because I believe we're about halfway through the list. Moving into the 80s pop rock and stuff. Howard Jones, Dream into Action, possibly his most successful album, I think maybe. The hits Things Can Only Get Better and Like to Get to Know You Well were on this album. And I think maybe there might have been one more very popular song on there. So, but yeah, very, very good album. I've enjoyed Howard Jones, especially those two songs, since the 80s. And I had never picked up an album of his until recently. I've had a greatest hits CD of his for a long time. But yeah, rather enjoy Howard Jones. And he's still at it. I guess he put out an album last year or something. Then we have, this one was actually, oh no, this was at House of Records. I saw his follow-up album at a thrift store, but didn't get it. Matthew Wilder. This is self-titled? No, I Don't Speak the Language is the name of the album. I believe this was his debut album, and it has his big hit "Break My Stride" on it. And yeah, good stuff. Otherwise, that was the only Matthew Wilder song I'd ever heard, so I was curious to sample his other stuff. Pretty decent. Yes, "Break My Stride" has very much of a reggae sound. The rest of the album is not quite like that. So he's not a one-trick pony. He's not just reggae. He's a decent artist otherwise as well. So yeah, pretty good stuff. And then we have, actually, I think this is going back into the 70s. Yes, 1978. It is Nicolette Larson. Couldn't remember her last name. This is her album Nicolette, and it has her hit song "Lotta Love," which it's one of those songs that I remember fondly from the 70s, but had completely forgotten about until found out about it recently. And another thing I didn't realize until reading the credits here, "Lotta Love" was written by Neil Young. Did not know that, and I've always enjoyed that song. "You Send Me," the Sam Cooke song, is also on here. She does a great version of that. She has a very, very nice voice. I really like her voice. And I've seen another one of her albums. I think that may have been at House of Records that I should probably pick up. But yeah, I kind of like the cover too. I don't know why. Just kind of a cute cover. A little bit. Well, she reminds me a little bit of Carole King the way she looks with her hair and stuff. So, but anyway, yes, the song "Lotta Love" by Nicolette Larson. If you have not heard that one, take a listen to it. It was written by Neil Young, but it doesn't really sound like Neil Young. So good stuff. Then we have Wang Chung with their album "Points on the Curve." Not sure if this was their first album, second album, I can't remember, but this has their hit song "Dance Hall Days" on it. And did it have another hit? I cannot remember. "Don't Let Go" was another really good song on this one. Let's see, there was another one that hit or I enjoyed, basically, but I can't remember what it was. I think it was "Look at Me Now," maybe. "Even If You Dream," that was another good one. So yes, Wang Chung, and again, "Dance Hall Days" and "Everybody Have Fun Tonight" were the only two songs of theirs that I had ever heard. So I had to pick up the album. It was very modestly priced, if I remember correctly, when I picked it up. Oh, God, probably 2 years ago. So, but yeah. And of course, "Everybody Have Fun Tonight" is on their one of the other albums that they have. So yeah, good stuff. And continuing on with the artists that I had only heard one or two songs of, but never picked up their albums. The Motels with their album "All For One." That's all four, the number 4, 1. I like the cover. Very cool cover. But yes, this has, let's see, their song Take the L, I think was a hit, a single. But they also have "Only the Lonely," which was a very, very good song. That was a single that is not to be confused with the Roy Orbison song of the same name. "Only the Lonely" by the Motels. If you have not heard it, check it out. Very, very good song. Trying to remember what some of the other good songs were on this one. I think Mission of Mercy, the opener, was pretty good, as I recall. Forever Mine, that was pretty good. So LA, another good one. A little windy outside. Looking at the window. But yeah, there's the back cover as well. So, pretty cool album. And I think I've got one of their other albums in my. It's on deck, waiting to be listened to. Now we're going into the soundtracks and the what do you call it? Not easy listening, instrumental stuff. We have an album on the Narada label, which is a new age label that I really enjoy from the good old days of listening to instrumental music. Desert Vision. This is by David Lanz and Paul Spear, and yeah, really like this stuff. It's kind of hard to describe. Partly electronic, but partly real instruments. Yes, David Lanz plays piano and synthesizers. Paul Spear plays guitar and synthesizers, and yeah, and other instruments as well. So up here on here, but yeah, very good album. They also put out an album called Natural States. I have actually this one and that one on CD. I'm kind of on the lookout for Natural States on LP. So very good stuff to put on when I'm unwinding in the evening. Nice, mellow, relaxing. What do you call it? What's the word I'm trying to find? Meditative kind of music. So yeah, good stuff. And closing out here with 3 soundtracks. They all happen to be on the Varese Sarabande label, but they're all by, no, 2 of them are by one composer, third is by a different composer. The Year of Living Dangerously. This one was at Epic Seconds, or no, maybe it was at House of Records, I think. But yeah, I've never seen the movie, but the soundtrack is by Maurice Jarre, so if I'd want to pick it up. Pretty good stuff. I enjoyed it, and it's got a little bit of interesting percussion, almost like ethnic percussion sounds. I think maybe the movie takes place in Southeast Asia, so that might have to do with why there's ethnic percussion in it. It's interesting stuff. But then we have another Maurice Jarre soundtrack from one of my favorite movies of all time, Witness, the Harrison Ford film directed by Peter Weir. Excellent movie. If you have not seen this movie, I highly recommend it. But yes, great soundtrack. Building the Barn is the kind of like the centerpiece of the album, and it's a great track. Just that track is fantastic. Worth the album, honestly. And then the last record in my haul here, or my playlist for this month, is Starman. It was composed by Jack Nitzsche, and from the John Carpenter film. Yes, one of the rare instances where John Carpenter does not do the music for a film he directs. So yes, see a Jeff Bridges and Karen Allen film about an alien from outer space who takes the form of her dead husband. Very interesting movie if you have not seen it. But yeah, great soundtrack there, and a great way to cap off my April playlist. Yes, and we are well into May, and I'm trying to keep up with my May playlist as well. So yes, knock wood, or whatever this is, in keeping on. Yes, I'm going to feel really good about myself if I am able to actually maintain my one album every other day rate throughout the entire calendar year, or until I'm all caught up with my listening backlog. But anyway, that'll do it for this video. Be sure to like it if you liked it. And before you go, drop me some feedback in the comment section. I'd love to know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to catch my future videos, and hit my username to browse my old videos. Links to my socials and my favorite fellow YouTubers are in the description below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time, and remember, life's too short to be a music snob.